Welcome. My name is Neil Ninteman.
Yeah, I'm Pete Rousseau.
And if you're watching this, you are either on a really bizarre rabbit trail YouTube surfing, or you're actually in our brand new World of Mathematics course here at George Fox University. We hope it's the latter.
Yeah, this is going to be probably the greatest math experience of your life. Something to look forward to, I think.
That's pretty ambitious.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but remember that, okay? When you're bummed out, remember that that's the truth.
Yeah, well, here's what I'm
not.
thinking. I'm thinking if someone said, take something you love that sometimes you're restricted a little bit on, and you can do whatever you want with it. So
like that.
we get to do whatever we want with this class, and we think that math is awesome, and we think that we can make this something new.
That's right. Pete and I are really excited for this journey together. You can probably sense that. You can sense our excitement. But we truly are. We've been teaching this material for a long time. Pete longer than I, because you can see how old he is. But we've been teaching this for a long time individually and in different courses. But this is the very first time we've tried to package it together. And this is a brand new course. So welcome to the maiden voyage of this course. It's the first time ever that people are going to have this experience.
Yeah.
We wanted to give you a vision for the course ahead, and we thought the funnest way to do that, and maybe the most educational, would be to share with you some potential names for the course that we considered. So we're going to go through those names and have some fun. All right, you ready? Number one, math that matters.
Math that matters.
Math that matters. Now, explain that, Pete. Are you saying that some math doesn't? You've been a high school teacher for how long?
Well, the 27 years.
Are you telling me that you taught math that didn't matter?
Every day I teach math that doesn't matter. It doesn't mean I don't love it, but I teach math that doesn't matter.
So what do we mean by this course is math that matters?
This course is math that matters. Well, there's some things that you learn in school, and then you learn it in school again, and you learn it in school again, and pretty soon you get out of school and you realize it never came back. They always told me I'd use math, and I just haven't. At least not the math that I learned. So
that reminds me, I remember learning how to do something called complete the square.
Completing the square. It's delightful, actually, to some of us.
It was fun.
Yeah, I enjoy completing the squares.
It's not very useful, though.
I mean,
in fact, it's completely useless.
For most, yeah.
For the general public.
For the general public, yeah.
Yeah. So our vision in this course is to replace maybe the classical math that didn't apply so much to life, and to replace that with math that is very relevant, that math that affects you every day.
Every single day.
So math that matters, all right? Here's another one. Course title, Algebra only if absolutely necessary. What do we mean by that, Pete?
Well, I think they probably know, because if they're taking this class, they've taken high school algebra, and they've done lots and lots of equation solving, lots of equation simplifying, getting common denominators. That at some point it kind of sucks your will to live, I think.
That's right. And I think they might have gotten a little excited when we said we're going to do math that matters.
Yeah.
Some of them thought, oh, we're not going to do any algebra then.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. But we'll have to.
Because sometimes we need some of that algebra. Sometimes we need some of that classical high school math, but we need it to do math that matters. And when we hit that spot in the course, we're going to dive in and knock some of that stuff out. But it's only because we need it to do math that matters.
Yeah, you have to trust us that we love you. If we didn't love you, we would give you math that didn't matter.
That's right.
But we're going to give you math that matters.
Another possible course title, Math That Will Save Your Marriage.
I mean,
who wouldn't take that?
Think of the things that we have to offer here. It's going to be amazing.
I hope they're charging a lot for this class.
They should be charging a lot. Yeah. Maybe you should give a donation.
Here's where we're going with this one. Pete and I together have been married. Well, not to each other, but you understand. Collectively, we've been married for many years. How long have I been married? I don't even know.
Well, I'm almost 27 years.
27, me too. So
really? For real?
54 years together. Okay, again, not to each other. Although, well, I do like Pete, but anyway.
I love Neil.
You get the idea. I do love you too. Not in that kind of way, but I love you.
Sure.
Okay. what would you say are the top reasons that people think of that marriages struggle with?
Yeah, I mean, I was a pastor for 16 years, and I'll tell you the three things. It's money, sex, and time.
Okay.
Those are the three things.
Yeah.
If you could fix all three of those things, no one would part.
Now, I got to tell you, we're not going to mess with the sex or the time thing in this class.
Heavens no.
We're not going there. There are other classes by far more qualified people than me.
Sure.
But we are going to address the money thing. I have heard that money is the number one cause of divorce. I've heard that. And if it's up there, that's for sure. And that's really an ignorance of money. People not knowing how money works or how to handle it. We're going to spend a lot of time in this class devoted to the mathematics of finances, understanding your finances. So this class could save your marriage. And you're welcome when that happens.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Donations accepted.
Math that will protect you from thieves.
Math that will protect you from thieves?
Yeah, math that will stop you from being robbed.
You mean someone's going to steal from me?
But you're going to put some math up, and then they can't touch
It's
you.
like a concealed weapon.
It should be a carry conceal. Yeah, you should have a license.
You have to take a
this
class. You have to take this
That's
class.
Probably true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me what we're talking about. How is the math we're going to do in this class going to guard students from being robbed?
Yeah, well, I think that it's all about your mind being stolen. So at its core, at its root, math is all about logic and what does make sense and what appears to make sense but doesn't. And so we're going to talk about things that are deceptive, things that are tricky, and then things that are pure and true, that follow the rules of logic. So if you think about how often your mind is kind of stolen by a thought or an idea that actually leads to a belief, which leads to an action, which leads to destructiveness, we're going to try to untangle all of that.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's
That
gonna
should
be
be good. Okay, the next one, number 5. Math that helps you fall in love.
Oh man, this one's so good.
Yeah, this course is getting better and better.
It's getting better and better.
Now, I guess we mean by that they'll probably find their spouse in the class.
I found my spouse in a psychology class, but
I found mine in a basketball game.
Anyway. It's still possible.
Yeah,
Math
that's true.
that helps you fall in love. If you get your spouse out of this class, we want to know about it.
That's right. But that's not actually what we're talking about. What we're talking about here is we're going to take a deep look at the mathematics that shows up in nature and the mathematics that shows up in art. We're even going to look at the mathematics that shows up in eternity, if you think of it that way, the connection between math and eternity. And these are things that relate to the emotion, relate to the soul. And mathematics is deeply involved, and we're going to try to open your minds to that. And I think you'll fall in love, maybe with a person, but I think you'll fall in love with some mathematics in the course in the course of this course. That sounds funny.
It sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, the things that stir you on the inside, and you're like, why do I love that?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the order, the design.
It's because of the math. I love that.
It's because of the math.
Yeah, we're
and the
gonna
math
answer that
maker.
question. Good. Last one, number 6. This one's a little bit funny, but it's really the essence of our class, so stick with us here. The math you are doing or wish you were doing. The math you are doing or wish you were doing. Pete, just unpack that
Yeah,
for us
well,
a
hey,
little bit.
this is my favorite, and this is what we've adopted for the course, right?
That's right.
The math you are doing. A lot of times you're doing math. You're constantly estimating, you're going shopping, you're driving, you're doing physics. The logic of how life is operating is working in you and around you and for you or against you.
And maybe you're not even aware of it, but
You're
doing math.
You're doing math all the time. So we want to show you
Yeah.
where you're doing math that you didn't even realize you were doing it. But also, the other part is sometimes you're not doing it very well.
Right.
And you want things different in your life. And if you knew a little more math, if you were a little better at math, all of a sudden those math-related things that you are doing but not well, you're doing better. And suddenly you're like, wow, I do want my life to change in that way. And we're going to give you some tools that will make you better at the math you want to do.
Excellent. So that basically summarizes our vision for the course. And we had some fun with this, but we were trying to give you a little foretaste of what's coming ahead. We're going to do finances and statistics and logic and look at math and art, but we're really going to do math that shows up in life, math that you're doing and math that you need to be doing really well in order to live well. So we're excited for the journey ahead. Again, it's the first time. I think it's going to be great. From the description there, it's got to be a great course. So we're going to try to live up to that in the next several weeks together.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that this will probably be unlike any math class you've ever had before. Because of that, you might actually be more successful in this math class than any other math class. But certainly, and our hope is that you find an appreciation for and some abilities in the math that we show you so that it changes your whole mind about mathematics.
We're looking forward to it together. We'd love for you to get to know us a little bit better. There's an introduction video for both of us here on the page. So take a look at those. You'll learn more about our background, our life, and then let's jump in this thing together. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.